Now, if you've followed the channel for any period of time, you'll know that this shoe has worked out really well for me. From taking it out on its first run and running 80 miles straight out of the box at Endure 24, to just recently completing the TDS at UTMB, a super challenging mountainous ultra marathon of 145 kilometers in length with 9,100 meters of elevation. And we've put about 300 miles into the shoe on a big mix of terrain. So it has definitely been thoroughly tested. So let's dive into the video and give Saucony's Exodus Ultra the full Run4Adventure treatment. Welcome back, folks. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure, and welcome back to our first video being filmed in the UK since we got back from our amazing trip out to the mountains in Chamonix. We really did have a fantastic time, and I really hope you've been enjoying that sort of mountain content that we put together while we were out there. I also want to say a massive thanks for all the incredible support that you guys gave us while I was preparing for the race and during the race. It really was a great form of motivation, and it helped me get back to that iconic finish line. I've actually produced a video of the race and it's just gone up on the channel, and it really does capture the highs and lows of taking on a race like the TDS. So I've left a link in the description. It's definitely worth checking out, even if just for the stunning mountainous views. I would say we are having a little bit of holiday blues at the moment. We haven't been back long and we were out there for pretty much a whole month. Obviously I can't complain too much because we do live in stunning Cornwall and we've got some incredible trails to run here as well. And we've got lots of great content planned over the next few weeks. Right, before we sum up the performance of the Exodus Ultra, let's give you guys a few facts and figures and a few details about its construction. It retails in the UK for £145 and weighs in at 308 grams in a men's UK 9.5. We've got a 6mm offset, so you've got 32.5mm under your heel and 26.5mm under your forefoot. It's available in 2 different colorways for men and for women, and when it comes to fit and sizing, I'd say it's true to size with average width in the toe box. As far as construction goes, we've got this nice durable breathable mesh upper to give you a sort of comfortable all-day wear. We've got quite a thin sort of neoprene fabric tongue gusseted in that shoe. A good level of padding around the ankle collar and in the heel cup, just right for me. And we've also got some overlays working from the midfoot around that toe box for a bit of extra durability. Good substance and structure in the back end of the shoe, and a nice substantial toe bumper offering good levels of protection while out on the trails. And then finishing up, we've got this quite unique sort of lock-in lace system just to provide you with good lockdown around your midfoot to stop any slippage within the shoe. The bottom is clad with a full power track rubber outsole with a 4.5mm multi-directional lug pattern. This has been designed to sort of handle a big mix of underfoot condition and terrains. Saucony have gone for this 3-piece outsole design, so offering good levels of support but also adaptability. So it's going to be a lot more flexible when you're running on undulating technical trails. And then finishing up, when it comes to the outsole, we've got Saucony's flexible rock plate placed under the forefoot, so offering good levels of protection when you're running on rocky trails. Work into the midsole, and this is where I think Saucony have been very clever with the Exodus Ultra, because we've got that dual compound design. So on the outside, we've got the slightly more stable, more durable Power Run compound, working as a kind of support cradle, and then housed inside we've got a core of their performance-based Power Run PB, and this cushioning has been used in their performance road lineup for a few years now with the Endorphin Speed and the Endorphin Pro. So in theory, we should get the best of both worlds. We've got that outer cradle to give you sort of support, stability and longevity, and then housed inside we have that Power Run PB compound to offer high levels of comfort and energy return. So there you have it, guys, a quick breakdown of Saucony's new distance running trail shoe, the Exodus Ultra. But let's find out how it's performed over all of those miles, and I'm sure a lot of you know where this is going because I've been raving about this shoe ever since I first run in it. I'm still to have any issues with the upper at all. No rubbing, no hot spots, no irritation, no blisters, nothing like that, and it just seems to fit and work so well for my foot shape. Great lockdown around the midfoot, no lateral or medial slippage, really good hold in that heel. So like I'm saying, no issues to speak of at all when it comes to the upper, no matter what the distance. On par with that brilliant upper is that great dual compound design, and it's offered me really good levels of comfort on all the terrain I've run it on, even long sections of tarmac. It soaks it up, no problem at all. And I think it offers a really good balance between durability, comfort, and performance. After having a few issues with the durability of the Endorphin Edge Power Run PB midsole, I personally think this is how Power Run PB should be used in a trail shoe. As a core in the center of that midsole, giving you all those performance properties, but then you've got a great level of protection from that Power Run compound on the outside as a cradle. I've had a few comments from viewers saying that they've actually struggled with stability from that midsole when running in technical areas, and I can honestly say I've had no issues with stability from that midsole at all. I actually used these in that current TDS race. I put them on at the start, I kept them on my feet the whole way to the finish, they never came off. One of the most technical routes I've ever run, so that midsole was tested really thoroughly when it comes to stability, and I personally think it passed with flying colours. Lastly, that Power Track rubber outsole performed exactly like I thought it would. I've got a lot of history with this rubber compound and it's never let me down. Same with the Exodus Ultra. Really good and consistent levels of grip and traction on all types of terrain. I would say the only thing I haven't really tested it on is sort of really muddy trails. It has a 4.5mm lug, so I think it will actually handle the mud pretty well. Might struggle in the boggiest and muddiest conditions, but I still think it's a trail shoe that you can use through a British winter. Durability of that outsole, looking pretty good. I have had some negative feedback from a few viewers saying that their outsole shredded in a matter of miles, you know, so I think there's something odd going on there because this is holding up quite well. And like I said, I used it in the TDS, you know, and outsoles in races like that take an absolute hammering because it's constant pressure on the outsole for 145k and you're running on some super technical, sharp, rocky trails. So it can really shred that outsole, but it's actually looking pretty good and holding up really well. It really is all positives when it comes to the Exodus Ultra for me, and I don't have any negative feedback at all when it comes to the shoe. It's just been great to run in, especially when it's long distance, and it clearly just works really well for my foot shape and the way I run. But we've reached that point in the review where we need to get some points on the Run4Adventure board. So let's start scoring the Exodus and find out how it gets on. First to be scored at the channel is always price, and with the Exodus Ultra retailing for £145 here in the UK, it's not the cheapest trail shoe in the world, but it's definitely not the most expensive by some way. And I personally think for the levels of comfort and performance and adaptability you get with this shoe, it's actually quite a fair price. So we're going to score it a pretty reasonable 7 out of 10 when it comes to price. Comfort and performance up next, and I've never scored a shoe 10 out of 10 for this category, but the Exodus Ultra was the first shoe to come so close to that. I love the feel and fit of that upper, so comfortable, and the performance of that midsole. Brilliant shoe for running distance for me, but I do have to leave a bit of movement when it comes to scoring, just in case a shoe comes along later in the year or at some point that blows my mind and outperforms this. I don't think that's going to happen, but just in case we need some movement. So I was going to score it a 9 out of 10, but I don't think that's enough. So for the first time on the channel, we're going to give the Exodus Ultra a very impressive 9.5 for comfort and performance. Last to score is durability, and it looks like the shoe is holding up really well. And like I said, it really did take a pretty good hammering at the TDS at UTMB, so it is showing a few battle scars. But the upper, no signs of any early wear, especially at the flex points on that toe box. It's looking good, it's looking strong. The midsole still really nice and comfortable, still nice and bouncy and returning good levels of energy. And that outsole is holding up well, even though it did take a bit of a hammering at that race. I've got a little bit of wear on those outside lugs on the heel, but that's always where I wear my outsole first. So all things considered, it is holding up well. So Another good score when it comes to durability, and we're going to give it a 9 out of 10. So tallying all those points up here at Run4Adventure, Saucony's Exodus Ultra is going to score a top performing 25.5 out of 30. As far as the super subjective topic of looks goes, I think this is actually an area where the Exodus Ultra does fall down a bit, because it's not the most exciting running shoe in the world, which is a shame because Saucony are producing some great designs and colorways at the moment, and it looks like this kind of got forgotten about, and it is a little bit dad shoe. Obviously, I really don't care how it looks. It's not super important because it runs so well, but unfortunately, it is going to get a thumbs down when it comes to looks. On to trail running shoes that would give you a similar type of performance. Pretty tricky because I haven't had many trail shoes that have run as well as these, but Hoka's Speedgoat 5, again, another very versatile trail shoe that's great for running long distances, well cushioned and good levels of grip from that outsole. I would say the Hoka's have got a slightly deeper stack height, so I feel a bit more connected to the ground underfoot in the Exodus. You've also got Innovate's Park Claw G280, another great performing all-rounder when it comes to a trail running shoe, and can handle pretty much everything that you throw at it. Obviously, if I had to pick one from the three, it would still be a pair of these. So wrapping up with a quick conclusion, and it's pretty obvious that I've really enjoyed my time in this shoe, and I will continue to do so. And once I've run this pair into the ground, I'm going to be purchasing another pair, and I'm going to be using it for all my long training runs and long races, because I just can't fault this shoe when it comes to running distance on a big mix of terrain. So if you are in the market for an update on your trail shoe, or you need your first ever pair of trail running shoes, then I would definitely recommend checking out Saucony's Exodus Ultra in a bit more detail. So there you have it, another trail running shoe review crushed at Run4Adventure. Really hope you enjoyed the video, really hope you found it helpful. I'll leave a link in the description below for the Exodus Ultra if you want to take a closer look, and it would be great to get some feedback from you. So if you've been rocking a pair of these, how have they performed for you? Have you loved the shoe like I have, or have you tried running in it and not got on with it? Well, let us know all about it in the comments below. We're playing a bit of catch up here at the channel since our long trip away to Chamonix preparing for the TDS, but we got lots of great content heading your way, including a few exciting running shoe reviews. So I managed to get hold of a pair of the new Trailfly Ultra G 280s from Innovate. The shoe's due for release in October here in the UK, so we've got an early pair. This is the first shoe to have their nitrogen infused midsole, so making it a lot lighter than the Trailfly Ultra G 300 Max. Can't wait to give them a spin out on the trails of Cornwall. We've also got a pair of the performance-based Endorphin Pro in this wicked pink and gold colorway. Can't wait to get out and put some speed through this shoe. Obviously, I need the legs to recover a little bit before I do that, but really excited to run these. I've heard some really good feedback, and we might have a little bit of mountain bike action heading your way as well. Don't forget, we've just uploaded the race day video as well from our epic mountainous adventure. I took the camera along for the whole way, and I think I really captured the highs and lows of ultra marathon running, and I think it really does depict what it can take to get to the finish line of some of these tough races. You can also follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, or Strava. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. Your support is always appreciated. We'll be back on the channel very soon. And as always, stay safe and keep on running. But then we've got that good level of protection from that Power Run cradle on the outside. I have had a few issues. Not issues. I haven't had any issues. I had a few comments about issues. Comments about issues. Come on, Lloyd.